on, guys? I'm on the road, headed out to the water. I'm gonna hit that small lake. The wind's gonna be in like 15 miles per hour today, so small lake is covered by a bunch of trees, so you don't really get a wake, or you don't get you know, the white caps that you do on the big water. So, you know, kayak fisherman's gotta pick his spots. Well, that sucker don't mind getting in the water.
Yeah, no, it sure don't. I gotta get my, yeah, good God, you got right on. Watch me.
I got on a 1/16 jig head and with a blade, and I got one of Dennis's FLC jigs on here. No natural, this little lake-like natural colors, man.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to do a voiceover on this video because the bugs were really bad on this trip, and right now I'm just trying to figure out what depth to fish and what presentation to go with.
There you go. They definitely want it swimming. So this is a legal 10-inch crappie. I'm gonna keep them because I like eating 10-inch crappies. But I caught him on one of Dennis's jigs. So you guys make sure y'all check Dennis' website out and get some of his jigs, because they really catch fish.
So I'll put on a little bit of crappie nibble here. I put crappie nibbles on just about every time I put my jig in the water. Also, about every 5 or 6 times I dip that jig in the water, I put on a little shad scent on it. For this presentation, I'm doing this a toss out, and I'm swimming it along with that toss out.
I think you're too close to the bank. When you come to a brush pile like this and and they want that swimming action, the strike zone is going to be above the brush.
So I'm in about 8 feet of water, and the water temperature is about 87 degrees. And the wind is 10 to 15 miles per hour. So I tried vertical fishing this spot and didn't get any hits. So I went to swimming over the top of the brush pile, and then I got one hit. In this shallower water, I don't know if the fish spooks when you catch one, but it's hard to catch more than one fish out of these shallow piles.
Nice fish. Hang around this brush.
Watch my jig. That needle nose gar came out of it. Watch my jig here. The bass just came up and hit it. The fish were really shallow. The more aggressive fish, the bass and the gar, were really shallow.
Black bass. It's the second one out of the hook. Come here, little guy. Hey, slow down.
Here, this tree, very thick, so the only option is the vertical fish. So what my presentation on this is, I'm gonna go down to 2 or 3 feet at a time and then thump that jig and just work it. And if you watch my rod tip, I'm just going down, thumping it, going down, thumping it, and what I'm doing is trying to establish how deep they are in this brush pile.
Hey, ooh, Lord. Yes, sir. On top.
If I boated. I said if I ever get him boated. Yeah, I think I can get him though. Oh.
I'm in 14 feet of water now. The water temperature is still about 86, 87, and I'm starting to pick up on a pattern. And what it looks like is they if you can swim the jig, then 4 to 6 feet deep is what it looks like. And anything shallower than that, you're going to pick up a black bass, or you're going to get a hit from the gar. So watch my screen right now, and you can see there's something's coming up on the screen. I just spotted it, and I'm slowing my kayak down so I can work this spot. So I found some fish. So I know my presentation is a toss out and then swim. So the next thing is to figure out, is it 6 feet deep or 4 feet deep that I need to swim my bait.
Oh! Ah, dang it.
That fish probably weighed close to a pound, and I'm fishing with 8-pound mono. And I grabbed that line when it came by me, and I just basically popped it. So I should have let the rod tip handle the action on it, and it would have absorbed some of the shock of me slinging that fish across me. So I got about 10, 11 foot of line out, and what I'm doing is that swimming action is so fast that I'm only fishing about 6 feet, maybe 7 feet deep. I'm also, with the toss out, I'm letting the kayak drift with the wind to give me a faster swim presentation than just the toss out. I'm putting on crappie nibble and also some scent, some shad scent. Here I just tried to some vertical jigging and see what kind of action I could get off of a little bit of vertical jigging. I did lose quite a bit of hooks in that lay down, that brush pile there. One of the things I like to do if I'm working a jig one way and I get a hit, then I'll just turn around and drop that, don't even take my jig all the way out of the water and go back the opposite direction. And that fish sometimes is still there and waiting on it to come back that way. So I dropped a couple of good fish back in the lake, so I took the net out, tried to get a little better handle on the situation, and still haven't got there yet. But I ended up catching about 14 keepers out of this one just one tree that's submerged tree. So I moved off of that spot, but I stuck with the same presentation, toss out and a swim. Only time I vertical jigged is when the brush was so heavy that I couldn't. There was no space for vertical jigging. But I tried to, if there was a brush pile, what I wanted to do was work. Instead of working in it, I worked beside it, and with that presentation, trying to draw one out of it if they're sitting inside of it. So I'm getting close to the end of the lake, and when you see the end of the lake, it's gonna have some big culverts in it. They're big enough to walk through. So, and I know there's gators on this lake, so I just need a buddy to come with me and then go through this culvert with me, so we can get to the other side and fish them crappie over there, because I can see a big tree laid down on the other side. Yeah, want to get to the other side.
Well, YouTube, here it is. 21. They're not huge, but it's gonna be good going down, that's for sure. Hey, so I'd like to thank everybody for subscribing, for watching, for all the support. You guys are cool. So, you know what I'm gonna say. Till the next time, get bent.